One cipher was solved. It described a fortune: 6,000 pounds of gold, silver worth millions, jewels packed in iron pots, all buried somewhere in Virginia. But the cipher that reveals the location? Still unbroken, nearly 200 years later. The story begins in 1820. A man named Thomas Beale checked into a hotel in Lynchburg, Virginia. The innkeeper was Robert Morris. Beale stayed for the winter, then left heading west. 2 years later, he returned. Same hotel, same innkeeper. Before leaving again, Beale gave Morris a locked iron box. "Keep this safe," he said. "If I don't return in 10 years, open it." Beale never returned. Morris waited 23 years before opening the box. Inside were 3 pages of numbers, hundreds of digits arranged in sequences, and a letter explaining everything. The letter said Beale had traveled west with 29 men. They struck gold in Colorado, then found silver. By 1821, they had accumulated a fortune, too dangerous to carry back east, so they buried it, somewhere near Bedford County, Virginia. The 3 ciphers contained all the details. Cipher 1, the exact location. Cipher 2, what was buried. Cipher 3, the names of the 30 men and their families who should inherit the treasure. Morris spent years trying to decode them. He failed. Before his death, he gave the ciphers to a friend. That friend spent 20 years working on them. In 1885, he finally cracked cipher number 2. The key was the Declaration of Independence. Each number in the cipher corresponded to a word in the Declaration. The first letter of each word spelled out the message. What it revealed was staggering. "I have deposited in the county of Bedford, about 4 miles from Beaufort's, in an excavation or vault 6 feet below the surface of the ground, the following articles." The cipher listed everything in precise detail: 2,900 pounds of gold, 5,100 pounds of silver, jewels obtained in St. Louis in exchange for silver, all packed in iron pots with iron covers, the vault lined with stones, the exact depth given. Everything described with the precision of someone who actually buried it. Today, that treasure would be worth roughly $63 million. And the cipher describing its exact location has never been solved. But here's what the history books never mentioned. The man who solved Cipher 2 never gave his name. He published the ciphers in a pamphlet in 1885. Anonymous author, no byline. Just 20 pages describing the whole story and offering the unsolved ciphers to the public. The pamphlet sold poorly. Almost nobody noticed. For decades, the Beale ciphers were nearly forgotten. Then cryptographers started looking closer. Professional codebreakers have tried everything. The Declaration of Independence as a key works perfectly for Cipher 2. It should work for ciphers 1 and 3. It doesn't. Some researchers believe the key texts are different documents: the Constitution, the Articles of Confederation, other historical texts from that exact period. Every major American document from 1776 to 1820 has been tested. None of them unlock Cipher 1. Others have argued the ciphers use a different system entirely. Book ciphers where numbers don't correspond to words, but to letters. Transposition ciphers where the numbers need rearranging first. Modern computer analysis has tested millions of potential keys. Nothing has worked, but there was a problem. Linguistic analysis of the 1885 pamphlet revealed something strange. The writing style matches other texts published in Lynchburg around the same time. Specifically, it matches the writing of James Ward, the man who copyrighted the pamphlet. Ward claimed he was just the publisher, not the author. But the word patterns suggest otherwise. And then came something nobody expected. Historical records show no evidence Thomas Beale ever existed. No land deeds, no census records, no mention in any Lynchburg newspaper from that period. Robert Morris was real. He owned the hotel. But there's no documentation he ever met anyone named Thomas Beale. The 1820s Colorado gold strike mentioned in the letter? It happened decades before the California gold rush. The area was largely unmapped. No major gold deposits were found in Colorado until 1858, 37 years after Beale supposedly buried his treasure. And then came something nobody expected. In 2014, a historian found property records showing James Ward's family-owned land in Bedford County, exactly where the treasure was supposedly buried. Ward published the pamphlet at age 62, deeply in debt. Cryptographers have studied the ciphers for over a century now. We have better computer models than anyone in 1885 could have imagined. Pattern recognition algorithms that can crack codes in seconds. None of them have unlocked Cipher 1. If it's a hoax, it's remarkably sophisticated. The solved cipher uses a genuine encryption method. It works perfectly. Creating a fake cipher that appears mathematically valid but contains no actual message requires serious cryptographic knowledge, not common in 1885. If it's real, then somewhere near Bedford County, Virginia, there are iron pots filled with gold. $63 million sitting 6 feet underground, and the only map to find it is a string of numbers nobody can decode. Treasure hunters still search Bedford County, some with metal detectors, others with ground-penetrating radar. The county has restricted digging in certain areas because too many people were tearing up private property. One man spent 40 years of his life searching, found nothing. Others have gone bankrupt funding excavations. The cipher pulls people in, one solution away from unimaginable wealth, or one solution away from proving the whole thing was an elaborate fiction designed to sell pamphlets. Cipher 2 was solvable. It revealed precise information, weights, locations, instructions, everything you would need to find a buried fortune, except the one thing that matters most. The cipher that tells you where to dig remains silent. A locked vault with the key missing. Or perhaps a vault that was never there at all. What kind of man creates a treasure map and ensures the most important piece can never be read? 6,000 pounds of gold, buried somewhere near Bedford County. The cipher describing its location, still unbroken. If you could solve it, would you dig? The Unsolved Vault. New cases,